Hope you're good today. I'm pretty good, thanks. Ever the optimist. Got my leopard skin scarf thingy on so I can pull it over my face and, you know, not give anyone or not catch the fungolitis, whichever it is. I'm all set for getting away with it. Right now, I'm going to buy some compost because I believe stuff is still going to grow and somehow we're all still going to survive. I'm slightly less optimistic about being able to buy food from shops, so I'm coming here to buy some compost, then I can get things going. Back in a tick. So I'm starting this video with just one card, really, which we'll take a look at in a minute. The whole idea about this is the importance of optimism. And when you think of everything that's going on in the world at the moment, it's pretty scary, but something tells me we're going to survive somehow. It's just going to be a different world. That's the bottom line. And optimism, so important. And I'm going to show you a very kind of small example of the effect optimism or pessimism can have, whether you can look on the bright side or whether you're stuck looking on the dark side. It makes a crazy difference, it really does. So in my little small world here, I've been trying to get this hole repaired in my roof, and I'll show you that hole in a second. But builders keep coming down to have a look at it, and they get their vans stuck. And then they get so kind of disheartened by getting their van stuck, and we always get the van out again, but then they refuse to ever come down here again, so it's not getting done. But take a look at this. First of all, here's Marcy. Running past as always. There she is, and she's a great optimist, really, I think. I mean, I can't really talk to her to find out. But her and Tinkerbell, they just keep going. They don't seem to let this stuff bother them. But you can see in the shot there, the track is ever so muddy. And this isn't so bad, but as we go around the corner, it starts going uphill and it gets really bad. And just here is where several cars have got stuck in the last couple of days. It's not too wide on this corner, so it's quite easy for them to get stuck. And then they start worrying that they're going to fall off a cliff, but there isn't a cliff there, actually. It's just all imagined. There's no cliff. It just looks like there's a cliff, but there isn't. There's trees and there's a great big building down there, which would stop anybody rolling away. But it worries people nonetheless. And, things just slide about all over the place here. We'll go up a little bit and have a look at the roof in a second. And it's beautiful, still a wonderful place to live. I'm still so pleased that I'm here. So happy to be here. Me and several other people have been worried for a long time that this tree is going to fall on the house, which isn't far from it at all. But it never has. In 30 years, it's leaning over. It's very strong. I think it'll see us all out. But it's something, something I could worry about if I wanted to, or if I just had that predisposition to worrying about stuff. Let's come round here. Just kind of, there's the car. We'll go out in the car in a second. Whoa. A bit slippery there. And right up there is that tiny little hole in the roof. And you can hardly see it. It's only a tiny hole. But it's going to get bigger and bigger if I don't fix it. And I allow that to worry me, and I shouldn't really let that worry me because it is only tiny, but it keeps on filling up with snow and water, and I start moaning about it to myself and other people sometimes as well. Okay, let's hit the car. Here we are. Right, and speaking of hitting the car, this car has not had an easy life the last few days. Because these great big huge large vans, or on one occasion an oil tanker, great big 4-wheel drive oil tanker, don't know why they even bring it down here, bringing oil for my next door neighbour, because for some crazy reason they get these massive oil deliveries. I suppose it saves them lighting a fire. And when these things get stuck down here, the neighbours are never there. Because the house is like a holiday place, you know, or a weekend getaway for them. And we've got this new, terrible new strain of the fungolitis which has taken over. And nobody's allowed in and out of Wales at the moment. Unless they're, you know, a politician or, you know, a doctor, someone, you know, really important or with really important business to do. So Wales is really shut down, it's really locked down, big style. So there's only me, and even though it's just a little car, I always end up trying to tow these things out, and it works, because if the great big lorry or whatever's got stuck is, you know, revving up and trying to, you know, make the wheels spin and actually get out, and this is pulling a little bit as well, it usually moves them, and that's what happened. But yesterday we had people with a winch and all sorts of stuff going on. If I wasn't optimistic, I just would never let this car be used for that. It's on its last legs anyway, but you know, I want to make it last as long as possible. So you know, I'm ever the optimist, or at least I'm always trying to be optimistic. It isn't possible to do it all the time. But like the guy who got stuck yesterday, he come down to repair the hole in my roof. He took a look at it. He didn't actually have the equipment with him, so he didn't repair the hole, as you've seen. It wasn't possible. Ooh. There's a parcel in the post box. I'm going to have a look at this and see what it is. Right, it shan't be a tick. Let's see what's in the box. This is really weird because I don't remember ordering anything, but it might be, oh, let's put it down out of the way, it might be my seed potatoes for the garden. And goodness knows you've got to be an optimist to do gardening in West Wales in January. But at least I can start them growing. That's coolio. But yeah, anyway, just to kind of make this point about optimism and pessimism, this builder guy is just so pessimistic. He just refused to come and do the job because he got his van stuck. And I don't blame him about getting the van stuck, but I said to him, I've got ladders down there. All he needs to bring is the slates and whatever tools, nails and stuff. And he could park right at the top on the main road, and I'd go and meet him, take him down. He could use my ladders to do the job, and he'd earn himself some money, but he just won't. He said he's never coming here again. He was kicking his van and, you know, getting really annoyed about it. So, oh dear, if only I could find an optimistic roofer or a builder. But I can't. You seem to have to be pessimistic. It seems to be a requirement of being someone who mends roofs. You have to be pessimistic. So that is nothing short of a real bummer. And as you can probably see around me, hang on, let's turn the camera around. As you can see all around me, it's really gloomy weather at the moment. Just looks so gloomy. No leaves on any of the trees. And I don't mind that. It's a short time, you know. In a matter of a few weeks, there'll be the first buds appearing on these branches here. And then we'll have another beautiful hot summer, I've got no doubt. And yeah, I think a lot of people are kind of concerned about food not getting through to the country at the moment, as well as everything else that's going on in the world. As if that weren't enough, Britain has just officially left Europe, so we're having trouble getting supplies in now. Or yeah, another layer of trouble getting supplies in. But I just have this feeling that most of us are going to survive, and that's kind of what you got to hang on to, really. I said this at the beginning of the fungalitis taking hold of the world. Actually, the first day it came on the news, I was taking a service in a spiritualist church not far from here, and I do miss that. Gosh, the last time I did that was the 14th of February, Valentine's Day. But I digress. I stood up at that service, and in my speech I made the point that probably everyone in the room, some of whom are very elderly, probably everyone in that room would actually survive the fungalitis. And so far everybody has, you know. And we are lucky to be out here in the countryside. Very lucky to be out here in the countryside, because we're right away from it, you know. There are very few people that ever sort of come to this place. Even the holiday people just kind of come by on their horses. And the people who live next door to me, when they were coming up last summer to sort of visit the area and look after their house, they were very respectful, you know. They'd turn up and they'd go in their house, and they wouldn't go out to the shops or anything, you know. They'd bring everything with them. And we'd sometimes say hello from, you know, like many feet apart, much more than 6 feet apart. And we kind of chat out of the window and stuff, but they did nothing to spread the disease at all, you know. They're pretty good. And so it is, I feel pretty safe here, I feel pretty good. And I doubt if anyone I know is actually, you know, from the local area anyway, is going to end up in any kind of trouble from the fungalitis. I pray, I hope not. I'd touch wood if there was some in here, but there isn't. But it's so important to keep looking up, you know. You don't find any answers to anything by just kind of going into a place of worry and concern. No, we've got to actually, you know, be cautious and stuff like that, but it really twangs people's mental health all the time to worry about stuff. And for a lot of people, things are pretty bad already. I mean, I like living on my own. It's getting a bit much, because for me, part of living on my own is going out and seeing people from time to time, and that seems to have gone by the wayside. It hasn't happened for so long since I had a visitor. And I miss my daughters coming to visit me, it's true. But generally speaking, I'm kind of, you know, I'm used to living on my own. I've lived on my own pretty much since I left the forces. Occasionally lived with ladies when I've been lucky enough for that to happen, but that's been a long time, and I'm used to living on my own. It's not really an issue for me, so I'm coolio. But it is hitting a lot of people hard, you know. Some of us are more extroverted than others, and for people who love being around people and partying, you know, it's really hard. And partying sounds like a frivolous thing, but it's important to people who want to do it. It's so difficult, but if only we could just kind of not worry about it. I'm sure people would actually be more cautious if they were less worried somehow. So most of the things people worry about never happen, and that's a fact. Okay, here comes the big wide world. Think you've seen enough for now? And just for a change, I am actually going to pick a card today. I'm always telling you guys to pick a card. I bet you get fed up with it sometimes, actually, because that way you're just doing too much work for me. But no, I'm picking a card today because it's kind of very specific. In fact, I actually dug this card out of the deck without shuffling. We're with Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light Oracle cards, and the card that I've picked is this one, because it has a real great message in terms of being optimistic, in terms of the times we're going through. And it says, well, it is Saint Germain. He wasn't a Christian saint. I expect a lot of you know this. He wasn't a Christian saint. He was the Count of Saint Germain in France. He actually reincarnated twice as the Count of Saint-Germain in France, and he's reincarnated several other times. Fascinating history. It's well worth looking him up. He's muchly associated with healing, actually. You can see this is a very purple card here, very close to the idea of healing, and Saint-Germain is the master of the ninth ray, which is the violet ray, and if ever you practice the violet fire or the violet flame, as I'm always doing actually, then you will be closely in touch with Saint-Germain. So Karma Releasing is the name of the card there, and it says move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. And this is a real important message for the times that we're in at the moment. So much is changing, so much is in a state of flux. As Melanie Meow and Radford, who watches the channel, said the other day in a message, she was just sort of telling me all about the different things that are up in the air, and she said, I can't tell you what she said actually, because it's on the phone that I'm shooting this with at the moment, so I don't actually know the exact words, but it was something like, you know, all of us who are light workers, all of us who feel the light, all of us who are lucky enough to be in this space of love and light, need to focus that love, need to focus that light out into the world at the moment, maybe without actually being attached to any particular outcome, but just sending healing to the world, sending the light out to the world, because it's not actually as dark as it looks, but things are looking pretty dark out there, and so much is changing. We so need for that to be positive change as well. That's so important. But Saint-Germain there, Karma Releasing, move beyond drama, and that, my friends, really is the key to it. There's so much vying for our attention, so much drama that we could have in our minds and be worrying about. But the thing to do is look up above that drama, actually detach from outcomes, and just trust that it's going to be for real, because we've all built up karma. It's all good. It's all part of the science of our relationship with God, with the divine, with our higher selves, with the angels, and with everything that matters. So we have far more good karma than bad coming towards us as a human race, I'm sure of that. So create your own path. Never mind what people are telling you should worry about. Never mind worrying about anything, really. Just take the precautions and be coolio as much as you can. And that way, friends, you will make room for good energy, which is what it says right down at the bottom there. So, just one card today. I have picked it. I have pulled it out. I've had a look. Actually, you know, two came out together. I've just remembered. The other one is Kernanos, Life Force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. So, that sounds rather fun, doesn't it? Loads of green energy there. Loads of ancient energy there, reminding us that the world has been through these terrible times before, and somehow that life force has always kept going. So, like Saint-Germain says, move beyond drama, create your own path, make room, friends, for that good energy, and express your driving passion. All sorts of wonderful things are going to happen then. And let's find out what was in that box that I took out of the post. I'm fascinated, I really am, because I've got no idea what this is. I think it might be seed potatoes. Let's get the old unpacking knife out and see what we've got here. It's certainly not going to be a new tarot deck to review or anything like that. By the way, do have a look at Liz Crafts, LIZCRAFTS YouTube channel. She is one of our friends on the channel here. She's been around really for quite a long time now. And it is seed potatoes, great. And she is unboxing cards quite regularly. There are some good reviews and she's good to listen to. So what have we? Sapo Mira, 1.5 kilos. Great stuff. I'll have to look these up. These grow real nicely in containers. So this is great, actually. This is the start of the gardening year starting to happen. Blue Danube. Now that's really good. Those are quite an early one as far as I know. Scottish basic seed potatoes. And if they'll work in the Scottish climate, they should just about work in West Wales here. Kestrel. Good all round at a kestrel. They're looking good. And what are these? McCain. Oh, right, these should be pretty good. McCain Safe Haven. Now then, Premier, that's them. And I'm pretty sure these are going to grow really well here. They are quite an early one. So there we are. I can start getting my potatoes in the ground. There is something really, really hopeful. So there's always hope one way or another. Let's stick them all back in here. What I've got to do now is get them all out into a big tray and just leave them to chip, because like all plants, they're very optimistic within themselves, and they'll grow little sprouts out of them, and then they'll be ready to go in the ground, and eventually I'll get to eat like loads and loads of potatoes. So that concludes another glorious video in the succession of Twig Brother. I've put the channel back to its original name. Andy's readings was a bit kind of, oh, I hope you don't mind, I'm going to read a card for you now, I hope everyone's alright. Not really, but you know, just didn't seem like the right name to me. I think Twig Brother was always meant to be. Hasn't got readings in the name, but you know, that's life. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Do visit my Ko-fi page, the link is down there, like at the bottom of the first part of the description, at the top of the second part of the description. Let's be optimistic, why not? Check out my Ko-fi page. Let's just kind of adjust this a bit, that's better. Check out my Ko-fi page, it's like pictures of the cats and various things, and I am going to add to those pictures actually. I haven't for a week or two, because everything's so kind of grim and miserable here at the moment, but pretty soon we'll start getting some sunny days again. We're through the worst of winter. Then I'll take some nice kind of shiny, bright pictures. Shiny, happy pictures, as the song said. And put them on there. So keep an eye on the old Ko-fi page. If you'd like to buy me or the channel a coffee, that's the place to do it. I will be back again very soon with more. Meanwhile, if you haven't subscribed yet, and my channel metrics tells me that over half the people who watch the videos haven't actually subscribed, do please hit the old subscribe button, because it helps the channel no end. I've got to keep it over 1,000 subs so I can keep doing the live things, and I must have lost 16 subscribers in the last couple of days. Because my subscriber count has gone down 4, even though 11 people or 12 people rather have subscribed. So I must have lost 16 somewhere along the line to make that happen. If I lose another 31, I'm afraid I'm screwed for doing the lives. They just don't work from the computer for whatever reason, so I need to be able to do them from the mobile. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do please give me a massive great thumbs up there. Smash that like button. Don't smash it, because you'll smash your computer. Strike the like button with your finger, the like button with your finger. And I'll see you again very soon, folks. Love, light, blessings, and peace.